Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today's game will be all about the turnovers. The Bills are top 10 in turnover differential, and they'll be up against a Patriots team that wants to be careful not to play into that strength.
Autumn has come to upstate New York, and we find ourselves at New Era Field in Orchard Park. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Check out.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Man left, man left. 3 down, 3 down.
Wide, 622.
58's the mic. 58's the mic. On the ball.
Again, it's Elliott. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Check 3.
Check out. Alert.
Kill.
Hey, easy.
On first down, Locke. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Two tights.
Hurry.
Alert.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Check 9.
Check out. 290. Kill.
Check 99. Check 99.
On second down, Elliott. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down.
Run. There we go. Boom. Bus stop.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Double tight.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Double tight.
Go.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Watch tight end.
Four down,
check. Four down.
Regular.
Bang,
A first down carry by Elliott. And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Run! Hurry! Monday. Single!
From the pistol, here's Elliott. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down.
Tight end to the right, boys. Tight end to the right. Move.
Single!
Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1? Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. This from 42 yards out. And Bullock will put this one through, and the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. Well, it's a night game, a lot of energy in this building, but the visiting team here, they get the ball in the opening drive, and they find a way to at least produce 3.
And things are just getting started, so you can't say that they've taken the momentum totally, but a good start towards seizing it in this game.
Now Tre'Davious White on the return. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
Monday.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Fresh set of downs here.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
On the ground, this is T.J. Yeldon. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Undercrush.
On second down, McCaffrey. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage, look defensively.
Hey, tackle.
Here we go. I got 29.
They go play action here on 1st down. They find Yeldon. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it's a second down.
Yeah, baby. Boom.
Zebra. Set.
He wants the mic.
I want that. Give me that ball. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
He's coming.
They go back to the ground now with Yeldon. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Woo-hoo.
Set. 180. Right.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the Bills are going to tie the game at 3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive only yields 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to move the football, but the defense stiffened once their backs were to the end zone, and they were able to hold them to just 3.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
You've got fan bases that want to do it. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Gronkowski, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
Switch. 53.
Switch.
Second.
Here's Locke. Flushed out right.
It's just me and you.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Watch tight, watch tight. Tight end right, tight end right.
59.
Got three.
Let it roll.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Check. Run.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Yeah, baby.
One back. To the right.
They go to Elliott again. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Bunch. Gotta get the point. Get on the point right here.
They'll try the air now with Luck. They'll set up the screen to Elliott.
Hey, tight end's right.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Quad.
Check out. Wide 16.
Now a first down throw. Luck.
Strong
Left side, it's complete. And he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a New England first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Now Lewis. And some space here. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Dion Lewis, his second touchdown on the season. And the Pats able to cash in for 6.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6.
Trio right.
Check. Lucky.
10. Easy.
36.
Watch it.
Back's mine.
Trio right. When he hot.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. He's going to air one out. Looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. Fighting his way through contact. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit.
Watch tight end.
his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Tight end's right.
Hey, easy. Gun.
Hey.
Stick out.
Hey, we are
On 2nd down, here's Love. And that's caught by Gronk for a pass. Touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive and throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
That good for 19 and a first down.
Motion. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Big 20. Check 13. Here we go. Tag 50.
Walker, the tight end, in motion.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
Again, they run again. It's McCaffrey. And he'll be knocked down sideways at the 44-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So, my man, I pose this question to you. How do you get to be the number 2 defense against the rush in the NFL?
Be better than number 3, I guess.
Okay, right.
And make plays like that, right?
Well, you know, you're right. At its basic, be better than number 3, but you really nailed it. Make plays like that on a consistent basis.
Stafford into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he's got some space here. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Right there. All day, baby. tight end. Out. Three down.
To throw on second down is Stafford. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down.
Right here, guys. Fight.
And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here.
Nice, sweetheart.
So second and 10 here. And he goes in motion here in the backfield. Here's Stafford now on second down. Eluding the pressure right. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The Bills passing game getting him down the field. They've got another first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
So here we go, first and 10 now.
Single.
Set, lady.
Check three.
Hey, 5-0.
Crunch time, defense.
And he motions the wide receiver.
Check safety.
Hot.
Now a play fake here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Hassan Reddick in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. The final shot before the break. Stafford going deep for Benjamin. And that is incomplete. So at halftime, it's the Patriots with the advantage. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is. Right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're
is
going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
That's it, baby.
So it'll be first down here after the run.
What's left?
Set, lady.
Hey, man. Watch the boot.
In motion right comes Matthews. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage will be found.
And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
You're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Set.
Third and long. It's Stafford. And this one caught by Delaney Walker. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. Here's Drew Kaiser now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Patriots take over. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense has done.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same thing on that play. Elliott running right. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Extra DB on the field for the Bills here on 3rd down.
Yeah, maybe thinking pass.
Check out. Right.
Patch it. Patch it.
Key right.
Shift.
Easy.
Out of the game. Love. Flush to his right. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
Yeah, really turned it loose, didn't he? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Double tight, guys. Double tight.
They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
3 down.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. A really good pickup of 28 yards. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you, push them deep, find some space, and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. So Stafford forced to depart. And they'll turn things over here to the backup to see if he can dig it out of this hole. Now it's Kaya. And Matthews has it right side. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The Bills on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Set! Green, 30. Detroit! Detroit!
We got 3. We got 3. 3 down.
Gun! 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 Check 4. Gun! 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 Gun!
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
A shotgun snap for Kaya. Going deep here for Stills. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on football.
And Carpenter knocks it through, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
This will be taken in at the 1. Stays on his feet, and he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Tight dog.
Work on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Strong right.
40. Regular. 25. Check 25. Red 80.
Kill.
Rolling. We're rolling.
Alert 3.
Here's Luck now on 2nd down.
Under 10.
Throw left side complete. It's Mullins. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
New England on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Check out.
4 down.
Check out. 675.
They'll try to sweep with Elliott. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Fielded just inside the 20. And now running right through him. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist. Set. Green, 39. Green, 30. Detroit, Detroit. Watch him now, Barney, Barney. Let's go, let's go. Detroit, Detroit.
Now a play fake, and it's coming. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Dante Hightower in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
Wide, get wide. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, that boy. Yeah. That one, huh? No, it's not. Here we go now. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Here's Kaya now on second down. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. The Bills on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17.
Here we go now. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Leopard. Leopard. Kill. Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Turn it out. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. No. Check. Patriot. Hot. Hey, watch it.
Out of the gun. Kaya. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
They can't stop me out here.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Gun! Hurry up, here we go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Patriots take over, and they're going to have terrific field position. And a great spot to start this drive from here.
Watch tight end. Tight right. Good set.
They'll try the right side with Elliott. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory. And as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
Monday. Regular. Let it roll. Check nickel.
Again to Elliott. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. The 4th quarter here, they got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
New England on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Run. I'm going to hit you all day, baby.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Keep playing hard, fellas.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
Ehrlich will put this one through, and that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
This will be taken in at the 1. Now a hit and a loose football. There he goes right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Patriots add on to their lead. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game. I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I get a defense on hold up their end.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Oh, yeah.
Second down and a little ways to go here. 2nd and 13. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On 2nd down, here's Kaya. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Dante Hightower in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. The Bills on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 16.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! Gun! 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 Gun!
65! 65! 65!
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra hut, that extra emphasis on it. Got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards. An extra corner on the field for New England here on 3rd down.
Yeah, another DB.
One sec.
Here we go now. Gun! 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 Gun!
Watch 7.
Hut!
He's scared.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Watch out. Shift!
Leopard! Leopard!
Kill!
Hut!
From the shotgun, here's Kaya. He's going to float this over the middle deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Leopard! Leopard! Now let's go! Blue 90!
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Green! Gun! 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 Watch you now, Barney.
Here's Kaya, first down. It's caught, Stills, right side. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
That's it. Big hit.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 8.
All right, here we go. Detroit!
Here we go. Rush in.
Gun!
Here's Kaya. Benjamin's got it. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Kelvin Benjamin, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bills get a bit closer. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
The punter Kaiser now out to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment. And to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
Tight end to the right. Move.
On the counter, Elliott looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
We got 4.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
Kill. 1, 6-3. Let it roll.
Check 26.
They try again with Lewis. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
A road win in the National Football League.
Take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road band together and get it done.
So for the Patriots, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll be able just their second game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll get an extra week to think about it as the midseason bye might be coming at just the right time. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say...